I'm asking the Most High to help me as always, because this I don't even know how to get y'all this information in a concise way. I'm just gonna let the Most High move. Um, but this is our declarations. Y'all have seen this before. This is nothing new. So take a few seconds and decode this if you can.
Wouldn't it be so amazing to see that new Jerusalem? Can't wait. Getting away from all this wickedness and the Babylonian system. I tell you.
Put that mic in.
Test.
All right, Mashapal, what do we get for this word? Sinai. Get the Most High hand clap. Sinai. This is the exercise we do for the new people still learning. We do this exercise to reconnect to our roots. And this exercise helped unlock the Bible for us. So, anybody want to volunteer to be the first one? You're not trying to guess how I'm using it. You're just trying to exercise your Hebraic mind. Because we're concrete people. I see Narayan's hand first. Gamariel was first. Queen, you got your mic, babe?
No.
So I have experiencing the continued protection.
Woo! Woo!
Like maybe faith or grace or just experiencing that continued protection.
Y'all see how she did that? She says experiencing the continued protection. That's powerful. That's powerful. Anybody know who's next? Is there another one?
So I have a breakdown for both good and bad. For you, Hunter, if you knew nobody told you, and people we process from right to left, even though just like Sister Maria did, you could process it from left to right too to help you understand. But the negative connotation is to pierce or to destroy the seed forever, because you did the word Sinai, and it means hate. So, looking at the spiritual warfare which you was talking about, thinking about these demonic attacks that tries to keep us from the Most High, and it can be something simple like, I don't feel like going to the Bayat today. Sinai, to destroy the seed forever. But on the other side of that, to protect the seed forever. Sinai. So, I was thinking about Mount Sinai, but I don't know if that's the same word, but that's what came to my mind.
All praises. The water for that. The water for that. You hot as a firecracker. Nariah, can you come get this for me, please?
For Sinai, you got.
Ree, I seen you next, Ree.
Let me go here.
Yeah.
You got the Sa, the Na, and the
In front.
I.
Oh.
The Sa, you could mean to hide, protect, cover. It could be a tool or a weapon. The Na could be to establish. It could be the seed or like a confirmation of something. And then the I, to experience. It could be experience, seed,
That should be reaching the back.
forever, continue, or eternal. So I wrote the tool or instrument which protects the established seed forever or for eternity.
I'll get more academic on y'all. He taking a little academic, but he's saying the same thing Gamariya said. He just put it in another package. That's how this thing works. Great job, great job. Ray, what you got?
I got kind of some of the same things. I said protect the seed so that it continues to see God's glory.
Say it again.
Protect the seed so that it continues to see God's glory.
Out of the mouth of babes. Come on, y'all. This thing ain't rocket science. Our culture is easy. Our culture is easy. This girl ain't been in no seminary. She's been listening to her dad teach her. She's been paying attention. Just getting to high school. All praise the Most High. Anybody else? Yadam, what you got?
So I got something similar to Nariah's positive connotation, but I said protect the knowledge given to the seed/air/sun.
Say it again, out.
Protect the knowledge given to the air/sun/seed.
Protect the knowledge. And why did you put the knowledge in there?
Well, for the I know there's two words. It says experience and know, and I was looking at the know, and then also I remembered a couple weeks ago you put a scripture from Baruch 4:3.
Look at this babe. This is a babe in this thing.
It says, "Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a stranger."
That brother was studying.
The prayers of the righteous avail much. Come on now. I know that smile is real, brother. That smile is, look, mom. That's my baby. Get him on side hand clap. The guy just got baptized. He just been coming around about 2-3 months now. This ain't hard. This is not hard. All praises, Ab. He's getting hotter and hotter too. How I'm using this. Anybody else? Anybody else? Same. Like father, like son.
Really?
All praises. Y'all was right on with me. That's how we're using this. This is the word Sinai, as in Mount Sinai. This is in Mount Sinai. This is what our ancestors seen when they was on Mount Sinai. They didn't see that. They seen the protection of the seed eternally, forever. I like Yadon's a little bit better than how I did it. But I was with my wife and I was with Shamaria. We was pretty much on the same plane to protect the seed eternally. Now Yadon is getting a little bit hotter because he says the knowledge, what did we receive on Sinai? Come on, y'all! How you telling me the law is done and on Mount Sinai I gave you something to protect your seed eternally? You see this Christianity, you don't know what you're saying. The law has been done. The law was a schoolmaster to get you to Christ. You don't know what you're saying because you don't know this language. You don't know this language. This is our culture. This is the inheritance that he blessed us with. You got theologians. You got doctors of seminary don't know how to do this. And I'm going to show you my receipts. Foolishness. Shemaya, I'm going to put you to work today, but you got some family here to help you out. It's going to be a lot of reading today. Just for some witnesses to what we're saying, on Mount Sinai, for those who are still learning, on Mount Sinai, the Most High gave the law to Moses. And that law he gave to Moses, like all of y'all was saying, that law was our protection. Like Yadon said, that law was our knowledge. We don't need no doctor giving me 15 pills. I need to keep this law and sickness will be all away from my home. So, man, I'm boiling over right now. So let's go to a couple witnesses, and y'all just can start throwing them out. Y'all know how this works. Let's go to Exodus 23 and 25. Exodus 23 and 25. Give everybody a chance to get there. We're going to feast lovely today. I feel my help coming on. How they used to say in church, I feel my help coming on. Running 12 hours. Today I just finished working 65 hours this morning. I don't feel no waste time. The first one is Exodus 23 and 25. Shema, read.
And ye shall serve Yahweh your Elohim, and he shall bless your bread and your water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee.
Y'all read that? He's telling that generation, our ancestors, just keep this covenant, and I'm going to keep sickness away from you. That's protection. That's what that sticker bush, that first character. I'm sorry, let me slow down. I'm so excited. I couldn't wait to get here. That first character on the right, for those still learning, I call it the old-fashioned antenna. For those of us who grew up with before cable, those who knew about the bad weather, the game's going off. So that antenna-looking thing is a sticker bush. And with sticker bushes, we use it for protection, or we can turn it into a weapon. So on Mount Sinai, this law that we're getting was our protection from the nations, from sickness. We was walking around the desert 40 years, and he kept everything away from us. So the second character that looks like a bit nail, that's the seed of a man. That's the Nah. The seed of a man, because our seed, Yadon has seed here. Thurs has his seed here. As long as their seed is here, these men are going to be here forever. Even when they fall asleep, their seed carries on. So that's what that seed represents, eternal, continuing, establishing something. And then the eye is eternal, because with your eye, you experience things, and with your eye, you can see a long way away. So the eye often represents, like Yadon says, to know something, to experience something, or longevity. So that's how we're processing this. Mount Sinai is not just a mountain. It's where we got our protection for the seed eternally. Eternally. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to Yadon, since you pulled it, go ahead and get that second Baruch 48 for us. Shemariah, get ready for Psalms 23 and 4. Second Baruch, you may have to go online for that one. I don't think it's in print. Second Baruch, I haven't found it in print. But while he's getting that, let's go ahead and read that Psalms 23. Psalms 23, verse 4. Y'all slow me down. Don't let me get excited. But this is powerful what we're doing today.
Psalms chapter 23 and verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Why not?
For you art with me.
Uh-huh.
Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
They do what?
They comfort me.
Here's a rod. Here's a rod, and same as a staff. How can a piece of wood comfort anybody? How can, but this physical wood, not the spiritual, how can this physical piece of wood comfort anybody? Read it again, read. Use your mic because you way in the back.
I said the Most High turned into a snake.
That you're saying that's what they're gonna say?
I know you were saying how could it turned into a snake?
That's true. That's true. Most High can be anything he wants to be. That's true. But it's something deeper than that. But I like how you're thinking. I like how you're thinking. Yeah, you got it on? Do that again.
Test. Let's get me. Test.
Go ahead.
Thinking about the rod and bringing comfort, I think about my Ron, honestly. You know, whenever his foot may stumble or he might feel weak, the staff or that rod supports him, holds him up. So that's just going to be out there.
Great way to process this. I didn't have time because this is going to be, my wife always trying to ride me, but when you look up the word for rod, the word for rod is Shabbat.
Wow. Oh,
The word for rod is Shabbat that they use in that verse. The word for staff is something different. But when it says your rod comforts me, your Shabbat, what did we say Shabbat was?
Your oath.
Your oath. Father, your word's going to comfort me. When they talking about you get vexed up and get fired, I stand on his word. Your job closed down, I stand on his word. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Your word should not return to you void. I don't care what my job is saying. I don't care what you repossessed. I don't care. I'm a pilgrim here. Don't get wrapped up in their society where you got to put some money in this bank and then diversify. This whole system is crooked. My father's about to blow on this place. His rod and his staff is his word that we got on Mount Sinai. That's what we're trusting in. Don, you ready for that last one? Yes. 2 Baruch 48. This is the prayer we read. And I love this prayer. 2 Baruch 48. It's not in print. I haven't found 2 Baruch in print. So it's always online. It's called the Apocalypse of Baruch. Or I just call it 2 Baruch. You ready, Ak?
2 Baruch 48, verse 22. In you we have put our trust, because, behold, your Torah is with us, and we know that we do not fall as long as we keep your statutes.
Say what?
We know that we should not fall as long as we keep your statutes.
Nothing can hurt us as long as we keep this law, this covenant, your rod, your Shabbat, Mount Sinai, the protection of the sea forever. But you're homeless. I got Yah. But they took your vehicle. I got Yah. It got to get real for y'all, family. It got to get real for y'all.
That's
Go ahead,
precept for that. Precept for that. I always say it, then I forget what it is. Psalm 119. Yes. Yeah. So Psalm 119, verse 165. Great peace have they that love thy law, and there is no stumbling block to them.
Read that, call that verse again out.
Psalm 119, Psalm 118 is Septuagint. Psalm 119, Masoretic, verse 165. Great peace have they that love thy law, and there is no stumbling block to them.
So it may look like we're losing. It may look like we're going through. We're winning because we got this Torah. And I'm not saying it in that Christian sense. It's written. It's, this whole 30 days we've been doing of fasting off complaining, it kept me through. I've been working 12 hours for 2 weeks now. And I just keep going to work. Everyone, I'm tired of these 12 hours. I sing my song. I don't feel no. They're like, you crazy. Like, you gotta get your mind right. I asked the Father, I need to get back right with my finances. And we got 12-hour shifts. Bring it on. I'm double fisting coffee. Chef came over to see me yesterday. I was amped up. I just shut up on my third cup of coffee. This law is protecting us, and I'm not talking about that Christian saying everything's gonna be all right. You ain't following no law, and everything gonna be all right in your house. I'm sorry to tell you, Pat, everything ain't gonna be all right in your house.
Can I read one more precept?
Come.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verses 19 and 20. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven and earth, Shemayim wa Aratasa, to accord this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both you and your seed may live, that you may love Yahweh, your power, and that you may obey his voice, and that you may cleave unto him. For he is your life, and the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land which Yahweh swore unto your fathers, Abraham, Yatazak, Wayaqua, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them.
All praises. Those inside the virtual space, I apologize. The screen wasn't sharing. Like I said, I don't know how the Most High is going to bring this out. I get excited to destroy Christianity, the works of Satan. So I apologize. I couldn't wait to get here. But I know it's going to come with some repercussions. But I don't fear Satan. Like that song Zamoya was singing, no fear. Greater is he that's in me. So don't fear. The attacks are coming. It's not if they're coming. But you don't got to fear, because greater is he that's in you. This law is alive. This law is real. So those online, this is what we're breaking down. Sinai don't mean just a generic word for us. Sinai is very important and very powerful. Sinai is where we got the law to protect us forever. Or like Adon is bringing out, we receive knowledge that protects us forever. And the Christians don't understand this because they don't know this language. And I got this right here, culture versus the scholars. Those of you who've been around or been watching our classes, y'all probably y'all get tired of hearing me say it like a broken record. You gotta learn the culture. But I'm listening to Hebrew elders with communities, and they don't know the culture. I just watched this brother older than me has an assembly and has people doing rabbinic things for tabernacles, reciting prayers and stuff that's nowhere in. The Most High gives you instructions how you to handle his feast. Everything on top of that you have liberty to do, but when you ask something saying that this is required, you just violated the law. How do you have an assembly trying to teach the law? Now you got them doing this rabbinical thing, take the sheaves and pray to the east and this way. Ain't nowhere in the scriptures. The Most High writes it out what I want you to do. At least cover that. But when you practice something, where's the source? If it's coming from a rabbinic Jew, I'm not following it. I'm not messing with nothing those rabbis invented. You have to learn the culture. We got pastors look like us, going to these Greco-Roman schools, getting these Greek degrees, wearing square hats. I see you, Op. And they're coming out with summa cum laude, magna cum laude. What is that? I'm from Africa. Why am I following the Greeks and Romans? Why do I want their light? You crossed the real burning sands to come learn from my elders. But now that I'm in captivity, I got to pay you money to go learn the garbage y'all made up. We're going to show you the scholars don't know what they're talking about. Shamar, y'all?
I just want to support what you're bringing out with a precept. It's going to be Deuteronomy chapter 11, starting at verse 18. Shema, you have it. Deuteronomy chapter 11, starting at verse 18. And it says, therefore shall you lay up these words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes, marked by the Most High. And you shall teach them your children, speaking of them when you sittest in your house, and when you walkest by the way, and when you liest down, and when you risest up. And you shall write them upon the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that your days be multiplied, may be multiplied, and the days of your children, the protection, in the land which Yahweh sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of the Shemayim upon the Aratazah. For if you shall diligently keep all these commandments which I command you to do them, to love Yahweh your Elohim, to walk or halak in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will Yahweh drive out all these nations from before you, and you shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves. And it just continues to go. I'm going to just keep going. Every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours, from the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river Euphrates, even unto the uttermost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for Yahweh your Elohim shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that you shall tread upon, as he saith unto you.
We don't got to work out in the gym for hours. We don't got to go to snipers training school and learn how to low crawl. We don't got to paint our face with camo. We got to keep this law. And my father revealed, son, that man was coming to harm you. Watch what I do to him. Boom, tractor trailer smash him. Oh, it was simple. Keep this contract. I don't gotta learn how to scale no mountain. I ain't gotta learn how to scale no wall. My father telling me, son, don't go on that street. Next thing you know, that street's on the news. Drive by. This thing is simple. Mount Sinai is where we got the instructions for eternity. Sister Mars, give her a mic, please.
An example of not having to be trained is like David and Goliath.
I'm sorry, start it over. I was distracted.
Without having to be trained, but he went David and Goliath. He went in the name of the Most High. And he was a young lad. He was a child, and he wasn't experienced to go in the army. They tried to put all that armor on him and give him a weapon, and he was like, "No, I don't need this. I go in the name of the Most High." And he used a rock and a sling to kill Goliath, who everyone is afraid of.
The big Philistine. Little David's like, who is this uncircumcised Philistine defying the God of Israel? And David put to shame these grown men. Y'all grown men, archery skill with muscles and beards. This young boy, what are he saying? What is he saying?
Salaki. David did have training in the wilderness.
Right. Because our culture, a young boy won't sit in the house playing video games. We out seeing who can get that bird first. Who can get this fish first. So just him living a culture, he was trained in slingshots and fishing, but he wasn't trained in no military to fight the Philistine. This is his champion. And your brothers and everyone else is like shook, like maybe we should go back in. He coming to the front line like, what this dude saying? That's power of Yah. Keeping the law. Let me calm down and give y'all Jesus saves. Lord is with us. I've been preaching, learn the culture, and I see y'all faces. Some of y'all have grown, and I praise Yah for that, but some faces are still learning. These people don't know our culture. You're going paying all this money for tuition, and you're learning a foreign culture that it's not going to get you what our Father is saying. It don't matter what. You can spend $5,000 on a Bible. If it's not written in this language, you're not going to have what the Father said. So let me show you some scholars. I'm black, ignorant, didn't finish my degree. Here's some scholars trying to explain what Mount Sinai is. Shamoya, can you see it on your computer? This man is a so-called scholar, Jeff Brenner. I have his. I bought his. I got 2 books by Brenner. I got 2 books by this man, and he thinks he's a theologian, but he don't know this. He knows that vowel system that the Masoretes came up with. So he has a lexicon. Let's see what Jeff Brenner says about Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai by Jeff A. Brenner. Mount Sinai, see Exodus 19 and 20, is the mountain that Israel met with God upon leaving Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
The Hebrew word Sinai, Strong's 55:14, means thorn.
Sinai means thorn. The only thing they can come up with is thorn because they seen the
Sticker bush.
they seen the sticker bush. So they seen the sticker bush. So it must mean thorn. It has 2 more characters, but they don't know this. Read on out.
This word comes from the parent root, sanun, also meaning thorn. Another word derived from this parent root is Sinai, 55:72, meaning thorn bush.
Mm-hmm.
The bush that Moses saw burning in Exodus 3:2 is Sinai, and was not just a burning bush, but a bush thorn, but a burning thorn bush. Mount Sinai is also called Mount Horeb, see Exodus 3 and 1. The Hebrew word Horeb, 27:22, comes from the root Harav, 27:17, meaning to lay waste or to be dried up.
So this is proof they don't know the culture. Certain translations use Mount Horeb. Certain translations use Mount Sinai. Like before I seen Sister Marsha, then you out. Before Moses died, he gave us the law again, and the text said that was on Mount Horeb. But even when you put Horeb back into the glyphs, why would you say it's dried up and we're getting the law again? Is the law dry? The law is living water. So even if I had to put, I didn't want to, it's already long enough. My wife was watching my shoulder like, it's going to be 3 classes. Even if I had to put Horeb in the glyphs real quick, the Ha, the Ra, and the Ba. Behold the Most High house. Behold the Most High's house. Ha, Ra, Ba.
And it's really Charab.
And it could be the tent wall. Charab. The tent wall, protection of the Most High's house. Or house represents family. So even if I use Mount Horeb or Mount Sinai, you're saying it's thorn dry. You don't know the culture.
Way off.
Sister Mars, you have to Des out.
He just said
It wasn't even like you were saying. The bush wasn't even on Mount Sinai. It was on Horeb.
that's what I'm saying. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. The burning bush. Why would they say related to Sinai when the burning? He wasn't even on Mount Sinai when he saw the burning bush. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make. They don't. They all in the Israelite Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. Des.
That's why it boils down to the end of the day. Yasharahi is only known. They don't, they don't know the culture because it wasn't given to them. He had just chosen them as a people. None of these other nations chose us. That's why they had to cleave to us and learn of the culture from us. It's for us and by us. So that being that, I'll drop the mic.
There's all in my notes. There's all in my notes.
It's FUBU.
It's FUBU. Mariah.
I'm glad Desi went before I did because I was just breaking down Charab in my head. And when you break it down, the tent wall, the head of a man, and in the house, Charab, the child, Shamar brought it out 2 months back in his class, it could be to hide the hidden chief's house or the hidden chief inside. Who's inside? His people. So, of course, these fools ain't going to get it because they don't have the chief inside. The Most High has hid himself from the other nations, but his people, he's made it plain. Charab.
I keep listening to these Christians, and I told my wife, I said, it's being fruitful. Because they're entertaining to me. I'll be cracking. They're like, what are you listening to? Like, these Christians crazy. And they're like, yo, I'm a Christian. Y'all crazy. So, these are scholars who are teaching classes in seminaries. These scholars are writing books. I got Jeff Benner's lexicon. I got his, if you want it, his garbage. He wrote a Torah. I got it. He's using vowels. You got this all. You got all this education. You don't know that original Hebrew don't have vowels. So that's just Jeff Benner guessing what Sinai is. Let's go to another one. This is my favorite lexicon here, and Genesius, the water about Genesius is a German. Genesius is a German theologian. What has Germany to do with Jerusalem? Nothing. So his lexicon is one of the most oldest, and everyone after him built upon his work. This is what Genesius says about Sinai. Shemaiah?
Sinai, a mountain, or rather a mountainous region in the peninsula of Arabia, between the two gulfs of the Red Sea. They are celebrated for giving of the Mosaic law, called more fully, what is that? Karab, I don't know, I can't read that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
In the mountainous region, there are three principal summits, the lower of the which towards the northeast is called Horeb.
So he's telling us now, Genesius is giving us more scholarship. It's not that there's two different places or the names Sinai and Horeb are interchangeable. Y'all was in the mountains with us, went to Sakai. Y'all saw how you was going up the mountain. It had different elevations. So Sinai has different peaks as you're going up to the mountain. So Horeb is not a different place. Horeb is not the same as Sinai. It's one of the different peaks, like a foothill. Again, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, some writers call it Horeb. Some writers call it Sinai. They're two different places. You don't know what you're talking about. Read on, Op.
So the northeast is called Horeb, which means dry, from which towards the south there is an accent to another called Sinai, perhaps clayey, miry, compare the neighboring desert. The third summit towards the southwest is called Mount St. Catherine.
Now, y'all know ain't nobody in Israel named Catherine. Y'all know anybody in our land named Catherine. They done hijacked our land because of our disobedience. So I'm just pointing out here, again, Genesius is from the 1700s. He is what they call a German theologian. He can't tell you what Sinai really means. It's for us. Sinai is our protection eternally. Here's the Blue Letter Bible, and they're using, this is from Brown Drivers Briggs in the seminary circles. It's called BDB. BDB uses the same numbers as Strong's, but BDB tries to give you scriptures references. So BDB gives you a little bit more meat. Let's see what BDB says, Op. BDB.
BDB.
This is well respected in the seminary circles, though. You said, oh yeah, this is the BDB. I got this. It's oh yeah, okay. BDB. There's another one I just downloaded because I hear him talking about it, the Holland. Holland, BDB, Strong's is garbage because you don't know the glyphs. They're guessing what it's saying. Now, we got 3 scholars just said Sinai is dry and thorny. Horeb is dry. And we got the law twice. The Most High said, this is living water, son. Those who eat of my flesh will never thirst again. And we know Messiah wasn't talking about his body. He was saying, drink this word I'm giving you. This culture ain't for you, pastor. Go ahead,
Strong's H, Hebrew 55:14. Proper name of a mountain, Sinai. Name of the mountain, or name of mountain of lawgiving in.
J is an old manuscript, so J calls it Sinai. Go ahead.
And especially in P.
P is another. There's 4 main manuscripts that they got the Old Testament from. They call it J because that's the Jawish. The writers in the J use the name Jah for the Most High, so they call that J. The other edition they call the Most High Elohim, so they call that translation the E translation. The next one is the P. The P is This other translations, they focus and go in more detail about the priesthood, so they call that the priestly translation. And then the last one there is I think it's the D. That's all that's saying.
And then so skip down to where it says, in view of these.
Right.
In view of these facts and of ease use of
Don't worry
Sinai,
about it. Yeah.
Sinai,
Mm-hmm.
which you see is probably Exodus 19:11, and it says the identification dubious. Local traditions named Jebel Musa, a mountain at the south end of the peninsula between the two arms of the Red Sea. It says, so Rob compares Stanley and elsewhere, specifically its northern.
So pretty much the gist of it is Rob and these other so-called theologians are guessing. And they're adding on. I think you're wrong. Y'all all pagans, and you don't know what it is. Because you don't know the hieroglyphs. So all these theologians just guessing what Sinai means. You don't know what it means because you're not Israel. You're not Yasharallah. Next slide.
Etymology and other names.
This is just straight from Wikipedia. This ain't deep. This is Wikipedia.
According to the documentary hypothesis, the name Sinai is only used in the Torah by the Yahwist or the Jahwist and priestly source, whereas Horeb is only used by the Elohist and the Deuteronomist.
Those are the four oldest manuscripts of the Old Testament: the Jahwist, priestly, Elohist, and Deuteronomist. What does hypothesis mean?
Yes. It's a guess. They told you right there. They just made a fancy.
They're just guessing. This culture ain't for you. This was for Abba to wake his children up. This is Abba opening the seals. This is Abba keeping his word, pouring out his spirit upon us. Y'all shun this language, but your definition says Mount Sinai is thorny. Horeb is dry. You don't know what you're saying. Go ahead, Ab.
Horeb is thought.
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead, bring it out.
Horeb is thought to mean glowing heat,
I think.
which seems to be a reference to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
While Sinai may have derived from the name of Sin, the ancient Mesopotamian religion, the deity of the moon.
So this scholar is saying, oh, Sinai probably derived from the Canaanite deity Sin, who was a moon goddess. You don't understand. This is where we got the law. This is where we got the knowledge that's going to protect us. You're saying, oh, it's probably referencing a moon god. Is this what we're doing?
Why would we use another religion for our own culture?
Out of the mouth of babes. Freshman in high school. You don't know what's going on in this scroll because it's not for you. These pastors are going getting these Greek degrees. And now I'm DDS, I'm PhD. You're a post-hole digger. You got a pretty helpful doctrine, doctor. They don't understand what they're reading. Then what I was pointing out, it hit me like a ton of bricks years ago. It's like most scholars believe, most likely, may have, it seems to be. These are the textbooks they make us buy at universities, and you got a bunch of maybes. Could be. Textbook costs what? $200-300? Y'all remember freshman year? You go to the bookstore like, jeez. Oh, you sell it back? Oh, we give you $40. Like, what? I didn't even market this book. That's why you talk to the upperclassmen. Upperclassmen is like, what? Oh, we don't buy the books. You coming back to the door with all your books. Upperclassmen look like, oh, who your teacher? Oh, you got him for economics. Oh, you don't need that. He don't even use that. Then you got a teacher who, oh, y'all go to the book and buy my book because, oh, I got to buy your book because, and it's garbage. It's garbage. It's a bunch of, I think so. All scholars agree. Have they learned from any of our apostles? Did Messiah breathe on you? But now we're slaves for disobedience, and now we're sucking it up. Dun, 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 dun. Get my baby, man, them Kulati. Turn the tassels. You're just a Mason. You're just learning Masonic doctrine. Let me get that show. We got a lot of work to do. Keep going, Op.
Yeah, real quick. before I read this, I mean, I kind of wanted to harp on the point that you're making, because I would just read right over that before I, I guess the last 3 or 4 years, I would just read over those things and assume just because of the source that it was true or it, was factual. So I just want people to really harp on that, because this is a process of changing how you think. Like, even if someone brings you a source, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. So like it really requires like slowing down, of course, fasting and praying, but like that point that he's saying, it really changed me, even years ago. So I mean, I think it's very important, what he's trying to say with regards to scholars, scholar of who or what, but scholars giving hypothesis as fact, and that's how we got that the earth is a globe, and we all believe. It's not like a small thing. It's like these things are universally accepted worldwide. So like, of course, it's going to be strange to be opposite of that, but it's very, very important, I think, to be able to like slow down and like see what's going on.
Y'all go to your doctors, he come out with that lab coat on, and you don't even question him about where he went to school. You don't ask him, where'd you graduate in your class? My wife hates going places with me. She hates going places with me. Because when I pop my Achilles, I'm sitting there, I'm reading your certificates. Like, you went to school in Virginia. Virginia's garbage. Like, then I know, I've been to school, I know those kids with bread pay people to go to the exams.
Yes, they do.
So it's like, you come here with a lab coat on, you're a quack to me. My wife, they told me, yeah, you got, you look like you're predisposed to having glaucoma. I said, baby, they're a quack. I ain't coming back here.
Loud in the lobby. I'm like, let's go.
I said, I got no glaucoma. I ain't receiving that. I'm not receiving. I got no glaucoma from you. We want to monitor you and keep, because yeah, you look like you got glaucoma on your lie. You a lie.
But you know the business practice.
Yeah.
Well,
Practicing
and
on the
that's,
floor.
that's exactly what I was going to say, and also to line back what Shamari said. I mean, again, like I said, is the reason why it's called a practice. And, we have to realize that everything that we've been given has been given from their perspective.
Right.
Every single thing. So, I truly get, what you're doing, because, myself and another brother, we also bring these same things out to try to get rid of the tapes playing in our head. And I think I was alluding to it last week, where, when you read the scripts and things like that, and what the Most High gives upon us, he's very meticulous, right? He's very meticulous, and, we are, coming back to the covenant, and we're, seeking to be found worthy of not just salvation, but worthy to walk in the way of righteousness, and a lot of that is truly subduing our own understanding, like it's spoken about in, I think that's, this first or second Ezra, to subdue our understanding, that we may obtain life. Because again, we've been given everything from their perspective, so now we have to get rid of these tapes playing in our head, get back to our culture, so that we know exactly what the Most High is telling us, exactly what the Most High, or where He wants us to be, what He wants us to do, what He wants us to say, how He wants us to say it, because it's that important. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be in error, and we don't want to cause anyone else to be in error. So it is important.
All praises to Water Rabah for that. That's the whole purpose of this. Destroying Christian dogma is not to have you doubt in the Bible. It's to have you ask the Messiah every time, Yahushua, King, Allah, whatever you call him, show me the truth. A sister came to me yesterday. She's still in Seventh-day Adventist, and I told her, I said, well, I said, I'm gonna have my wife send you our she's asking me questions, and this is like the third time she's coming to me. And I said, from here on out, I said, just do this one thing. Before you read the scriptures, pray. She said, oh yeah, I do. Because that's what we're telling. The whole purpose of this series is what they put in these Bibles is not the word of the Most High. And now, y'all all seen that movie Get Out? Not, well, you shouldn't. But Now you hold a Bible up and I got a suit on. Oh, that's a preacher. Put it up. Preacher coming. Pastor coming. He's selling dope outside the church. But you done esteemed this book to be holy, so now you see me with a Bible and a suit. That's the word of God. Sitting in church, don't question the pastor about the sermon. He just said Jesus was white. You don't. He got to know he got a PhD. Sister's going to get medical degrees. You got my wife in the bed laying down trying to push her birth out. What sense does that make? You ever caught a cramp in the bed in the middle of the night? How can a woman push her birth out? You got her strength from her. If you let her sit up, she could use her and push her birth out. She don't need you, doctor. You down there, about 4th descendant. You don't know what you're doing. Let's move on. Let's finish this up.
Regarding the sin deity
assumption,
William F. Albright, an American biblical scholar, had stated.
So he's about to shut down this assumption, which is good. But let's see what he says.
There is nothing that requires us to explain him as a modified moon god. It is improbable that the name Sinai is derived from that of the Sumerian Zen.
It's not really probable that the Sinai is coming from the Sumerian god named Zen.
Or the Akkadian Sin, the moon god worshipped at Ur.
So William Albright, a scholar, he's refuting the other scholars. Like, now y'all wrong. Sinai don't have nothing to do with those moon gods. Read on.
In his form, Nanar, and at Haran, since there is no indication that the name Sin was ever employed by the Canaanites or the Semitic nomads of Palestine.
The Israelites never used that term to describe the moon god.
It is much more likely that the name Sinai is connected with the place named Sin, which belongs to a desert plain in Sinai, as well as to a Canaanite city in Syria.
So again, here's a doctor. He's refuting the other ones, but then he says it's much more likely. You don't know, Doc. You're guessing.
Perhaps to a city in the northeast delta of Egypt.
Right.
Just real quick, Sinai to write what's been established now. Didn't we get the commandments on Sinai?
Right. We got the commandments on Sinai.
Yeah, so the sign to write.
Right. And reason why we can process like that, because we would take a stick and carve into a soft clay to write stuff. Our first tablets were clay, and you would take a stick and you would carve into that clay. You may heat it up to soften it up, and so he's right. It could be where you got what the written word. So you have to know the culture. That's what I'm telling you. These so-called scholars don't know our culture. We don't opt.
It has also been recognized that it may somehow be connected with Sinai, Aram, Sanya, the name of a kind of bush where Moses is said to have first witnessed the theophany of Yahweh.
Theophany of Yah. So again, they're speculating, probably because that's where Moses first seen a image or a representative of Yah. So they're guessing. Keep going, Op.
Similarly, in his book Sinai and Zion, American Hebrew Bible scholar John D. Levinson discusses the link between Sinai and the burning bush that Moses encountered at Mount Horeb in verses 3:1 through 6 of Exodus. He asserts that the similarity of Sinai and Sinai, the bush, is not coincidental. Rather, the wordplay might derive from the notion that the emblem of the Sinai deity was a tree of some sort.
Again, family, I'm just driving home. These doctors are guessing. The wordplay might derive from the notion. This Sinai has nothing to do with no tree, nothing to do with no moon god, nothing to do with no sun god. That's all I'm driving home. Any comments or questions thus far? I'm pointing out that these scholars don't know our text, and everything you've been learning to this day has been coming from pagan scholars outside of Jerusalem who don't know the Hebrew. They don't know our true language. Any church you've been to, any theology school you've been to, any pastor you listen to, they're coming from foreigners who are guessing. And I'm tired of guessing. I'm tired of, well, my pastor don't know it all, but at least the excuse they give us. Well, no one knows it all, So you're just going to accept this man said something totally just backwards. Well, he's trying. I'm tired of trying. Let's get it right. The last one.
According to rabbinic tradition, the name Sinai derives from Sinai or Sinai, meaning hatred, in reference to the other nations hating the Jews out of jealousy due to the Jews being the ones to receive the word of God.
Reason when I clipped this one, according to rabbinic tradition, these are the wicked rabbis. I call them Talmudists. And they're thinking that Sinai is related to the word Sinai, that means hate. And you see it's one character short of Sinai. So those rabbis who learned the second generation, those vowels, they don't know the culture no more. Because if you knew that the word hate has one character less than Sinai, you wouldn't say that it means hate. Again, rabbi, doctor, whatever your title is, if you don't know this hieroglyphs, if you don't know the culture of Israel, you don't know what you're teaching, you don't know what you're believing in. What Steve, you want to say, when you believe in things you don't understand, you're superstitious. You're superstitious. So just because the rabbi, all the rabbis, all the sages, are they righteous Israelites? If they're not righteous Israelites, they're wicked. If they're adding to the Torah, they're wicked. So even our own black rabbis didn't understand what Sinai meant anymore. You're done.
Just from the last slide also, like along with them like trying to translate and put things into meaning, they're also trying to like pack the Most High into like an earthly form, like saying like he's a moon deity or he's a tree, trying to dumb him down. Trying to make him tangible.
Right. That's when you get the little fancy Greek word anthropomorphology. You don't understand what's going on. So this is the new resource. You hear some of these smarty-arty Christians, oh, they'll shoot down the DDB, the DBD, they'll shoot down Strongs. You got to get the Hollet. The Hollet is the more comprehensive lexicon now. I have the Hollet now. I have the Hollet. And the Hollet is garbage as well. It was produced by German. Produced by German. What the Hollet say about Mount Sinai High? I'm not playing with these people.
The place of God's theophany to the generation of the Exodus, and the place where the Ten Commandments were given to the Israelites.
Oh, he's smart.
Mount Sinai is the location where Israel received the Ten Commandments from God after their departure from Egypt and the crossing of the Red Sea. It remains a critical location in the history of Israel and a key component of their national identity.
Oh, so he's getting a little bit more fair. It's a key component to their national identity. It is because it's where we got our protection for the seed forever. Keep going, Op.
And the name Sinai refers not only to the mountain, but to the region surrounding the mountain. The name Sinai is of uncertain origin.
Of what?
Uncertain origin.
Here's the man who produced the Hollet for my Christian seminary people. This man, I ain't going to reference his name right now. He's a German. He's saying it's of uncertain origin. You and I just in 2 minutes gave the origins of Sinai, and we ain't been to not one seminary. All praises to the great I am. This text is FUBU. This is not for you. Sinai is a mountain. Yeah, okay, Big Gil, we know it's a mountain. Don't keep going.
That's kind of how I was thinking of reading
It's a mountain. Like, yeah, no dog. Hey, we see it's a mountain. Ray Charles can see it's a mountain.
I was starting to read just a little farther ahead, and at first, like, he had something going on, and then it just went all downhill from there.
All these scholars are doing are just regurgitating the foundation laid by another man, but let me put a little bit spin on it so I can sell you my book for $999.95. That's all these scholars are doing. One man gives you the foundation and give y'all some kind of illumination, and now you learn something. Oh, I went to Harvard, and this scholar got it wrong, so let me add one dot, and now buy my book. Y'all all are pagans and don't understand the culture. Virgil.
I was going to say real quick, this just made me think, there was a man, they said that it definitely was a Hebrew. He invented, you know, when you hear this term, I want the real McCoy.
Con.
They said that was a Hebrew who invented the self-lubricating brakes on the train.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they tried to steal his patent. So when these people who didn't even invent it stole his patent, was trying to recreate what he had, people would come cursing. They want to say, yo, was that the real McCoy? Like, they wanted the one that the brother, the Hebrew, invented. And it just made me think about, like, why they have to come to us. The Most High gave us the covenant. All these individuals, they got the fake word. It's watered down. These ain't the real thing.
Come on now.
They got a true heart for Abba. They need to come sit under our feet. You know what I mean? The true Hebrews who got the real McCoy. You know what I mean?
Their pride won't let them do that. I don't got no degree. You've been to jail. You got as long as you idolize the stranger, as long as you idolize their system, they won't come. It's taking a special person to come here and put the effort to learn this. That's why I thank the Most High for these young men that came in. I got to a point where it's like, with the first group, I was dumbing it down. I was dragging anchor because I'm like, just like, you know what? God, maybe y'all did bring coke because I'm not dumbing it down no more. I'm hitting the gas. If you get it, you get it. Come ask questions. I'm open to ask me questions. My wife was my first student. She would ask me questions. So I was like, all right, let me go get my books now. Because she won't take my word. I'm giving her commentary that I done studied. I got to go get the source for my own wife. So these brothers been here for 2-3 years. Just come. I'm going to give you everything I got. And when you ask me something I don't know. Let's study together. These men can't do that. But let's put some respect on Elder's name. Now, the real McCoy, guess what his first name was? Elijah. Elijah McCoy. So what does Elijah mean in Hebrew? Yah is my power. Yah is my power. Elijah McCoy. That's what bus stop. You come to the bus stop with some bubbles on if you want to, some 4 stripes on your sneaks. You ain't got the real McCoy. All praises. So let's finish this up. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. Chef, Chef may got some hors d'oeuvres for y'all. We're gonna get through this.
It says it likely derives from the moon god Sin, who was worshipped by the desert peoples.
You see this Holland man, all he's doing is repeating the other foundations that others laid. That's all they do with their new books. And then, you gotta get a 3rd edition. In the 3rd edition, they just changed one paragraph. I done paid $500 for this new edition, and I had the old one. It's a game to them. There's a money game. Buy my book, or I improved on what he did. And then, okay, you improved on it. Now you done spent your money. It's 1 page different. He put 1 picture in there. It's all this man is what they're praising the Halot lexicon, HALOT, Hebrew Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament. I have it. It's garbage. So I always tell y'all, I hate it, but you're going to learn Greek once you do this research. So this is a Greek lexicon I have. You can download it free of charge by this man named Thayer. Thayer is Thayer. Thayer's Greek lexicon. And Thayer breaks down Sinai. It's right there in yellow. It's the sigma epsilon or whatever. And, that's Sinai, the new. And then it has another A there, a little lowercase a. This is Sinai in Greek. Can you read this? Skip all the Greek words. Go to perhaps.
Yeah, it says perhaps jagged. And then it says belonging to the desert of Sin, Sinai.
He just gave us 3 different words. Here's a Greek lexicon. He's guessing what Sinai means.
A mountain, or rather a mountainous region in the peninsula of Arabia Petraea.
Oh, you sharp today.
Made famous by the giving of the Mosaic law.
So all they know is that the law was given there. No, our protection for our seed, for our generation was given there. Our writings was given there. So to y'all, it's just a mountain. To us, it's life. It's life. Read on, Op.
There are 3 summits, one towards the west.
Y'all already heard that before, right?
Right. Yep.
They're just repeating the other information.
Yep.
Now, go down to some think.
And some think that they were 2 different names of one and the same mountain.
Horeb and Sinai. These theologians don't know there were different peaks on the mountain. So Horeb was a different peak where we went before Moses died, and Moses gave it to us again at a different peak. But you all in our Kool-Aid don't know the flavor. These scrolls ain't for you. Why do you want to know when you're not an Israelite? It says Messiah's gonna plant his feet down on Mount of Olives. Not Germany, not Rome. Why do you want to know this? Y'all see the yellow highlights there? Y'all see all those yellow highlights? Those are all pagan theologians and historians. Arnold and Herzog, Führer and Skepno, whatever. All these theologians are guessing about our culture. Everything you've been learning in church is coming from pagan theologians. I don't care what they look like, because some of the Christians want to make it look like, oh, y'all can't receive nothing about people who don't look like y'all. It's not about no skin color. It's about you're a foreigner to Israel. You don't know my culture. You go over to Germany and Europe writing books. You ain't even been to Israel. Can you imagine writing a book about Great Adventure? And so Barbara, when was the last time you've been to Great Adventure? Your book is excellent. Oh, I've never been to Great Adventure. Done sold millions though. That's what these pagans are doing. You're writing bestsellers and getting publishers behind you. You never seen Jerusalem. You never walked with the apostles. And now us over here, you want a good job, you better go to college. Or golly, my job, you ain't gonna be nothing but a painter. You ain't gonna be nothing but a plumber. How much plumbers making now? Gas me up to go to your school. I'm in debt $75,000. Could have got a trade, got me a little LLC with a little van, no debt. Their system ain't designed for us. Their education is not for us. I'm not saying don't go to school. If you got a dream, if you got something you want to do, get their education to survive in their world. Just know their world is not our world. Don't lose who you are in their world. Get what you need from them, but let them know. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I went to my god brother's graduation back when me and Gina, about a year or two before we left Jersey. I go to his graduation because, he was late bloomer. So, yeah, I go, man, you did that thing, got yourself together. And I noticed people getting up in line for different schools, and it was like 6 or 7 East Indian people. They ain't had the cap and gown on. I says, wow. They know I'm just over here for the information to go back to help my people. I'm not a Greco-Roman Mason. It hit me like and I wasn't even where I'm at right now. But I seen that. All these East Indians, like, I don't need that Masonic Greek outfit y'all got on. I just need this diploma so I can go back home and help my people. What we do, we move out the hood. Got a little baby mansion, got a little Beamer. I'm good. Can't even go be around you. Mom, it's going to the store, Mom. Their system is not for us. Our word is simple. Keep this law and live. Sinai is the eternal protection of the seed. Nariah, Shemariah, and Mariam, hold your peace if you could. When we left Egypt, that night we left Egypt. We got together in the middle of the night. Pharaoh says, y'all got to get out of here now. Take you and your people, Moses, wherever you want to go, go. So we gathered everybody that night, and then by sunlight, we started leaving Egypt. What was the first stop we made when we left Egypt? Anybody? It's all right to be wrong. This is the classroom. Go ahead. I see you, Ed. Go ahead. Hey, it's all right. We family.
I think it was called Sinai. Or circumference.
Give him a hand clap. Because you was going to sit on that. I saw your face. You was like, I ain't shit. We family. The very first place the Most High told us to stop was a place called Sakah. And these regions wasn't new to our people. Our granddaddies had been here before. Jacob and Abraham and Noah had been around these places before. So nothing the Father is doing to us is arbitrary. Nowhere he tells us to go is arbitrary. The first place I want y'all to stop is in Sakah. What does Sakah mean, Shamariah?
You're scribe is protected in his hand.
I'm protecting who's in my hand. So yeah, y'all better go to the wilderness, but I got you. Just keep this law, I got you. Nowhere we would went. This thing, the Most High is not making it. There's a doctrine out there called open theism. The Most High is making things up as he go along. Because he don't know what you're going to do tomorrow. So he got to wait till tomorrow to see what you're going to do. And then he's going to... I said, what kind of devil doctrine is this? The first place we stopped was Sakah. The Most High was talking to us. I'm protecting y'all. I'm protecting who's ever in my hand. I'm going to protect you. And then he gave us the bread of life on Sinai. These things are not arbitrary, family. If we was in church with an organ, we'd be shouting over here, flipping over tables. This is not arbitrary. Your Father knows what he's doing with you. Your Father knows what he's doing with you. That's why he's dropped my spirit. You got to get comfortable being a weirdo around people. We're about to get visitations again. We're going to get words again. You're going to have to tell that person, if you don't stop doing that, you're going to die today. You're going to die next week. I don't even know you. I talked to one of my homies back home. I hadn't seen them. I said, they were Christians at the time. And I'm at the plant just coming home from the army, and everyone had different sayings on their safety helmet. So, me, I'm going to follow the line, but I'm going to give them some truth. I wrote King Yeshua on my helmet. Because at the time, all I knew was Yeshua. So I wrote King Yeshua on my helmet. Only person in the whole plant knew what I was saying was this Puerto Rican. Find out Puerto Ricans are our people. But one day we're in the locker room having a conversation, and my partner's partner come to me afterwards. I'm sitting in the break room waiting for my shift. He said, listen, man, I don't know how you're going to take this. I know you my man's man. I don't know you. We just meeting. He said, but God just told me to tell you, you don't, how you said, you don't practice what you know. And I looked at him like, appreciate that, bro. He was right. And I was talking Christianity to them at the time. And the Most High told this man to come. Now, this is the city environment. You don't, babe, you don't talk, who are you? This man said, well, God told me to tell me you ain't practicing what you know. So family, I took y'all through this Sharash Ibar to show y'all this text is FUBU. If you don't know the hieroglyphs, you don't understand the Bible. Now, we're about to get into this meat and potatoes of this, so please take a break, go stretch your legs, go outside, get something to eat, because we're going to get through this today. Any comments or questions so far?